Okay, guys, Dream Team Chat on a Tuesday, coming on a Wednesday morning. But we are talking about a lot of really exciting stuff, especially coming up in April. So we're going to dive in, but first I'm going to start with a little bit of housekeeping. Okay. I did want to mention our next Dream Team Chat is going to be at the regular time, April 13th at 8:30 p.m. Central Time if you're in California, or on the West Coast, that is 6:30 p.m. It's going to be led by Bree. It is my son's 6th birthday, so I will not be on that call. Bree is going to be on it, and we will determine the topic and announce that later. But just so you can put it in your calendar, April 13th, okay? Additionally, I wanted to mention the incentive is going full force. So 24 days in, we already have a few earners, which I think is absolutely incredible. Make sure that you are reading the incentive tab so you know what you're aiming for. You know your PRV, sponsoring, and goals to lead your new recruits to success, because that is essentially what the incentive is built on. Okay, guys, this is a super obtainable incentive. All of you guys have the opportunity to earn it, and you guys, it's a business building incentive. So you're getting things that are going to help you market your business in the fall, plus points for the fall incentive, plus some really other fun goodies too. Yes, Bree, thank you. I did earn level 1 already. It was a goal of mine to earn it this month. So I'm super proud of myself and excited. So thank you so much, guys. But be sure you are checking that out. The tracker updates every morning. So every day, take a look at it and see where you are and kind of bridge the gaps. Okay. I will say it is heavy on sponsoring and then getting them to certified. So just remember, like, having regular join conversations with your customers, with your friends, especially new customers. It doesn't hurt to ask. Okay. All you have to do is just ask them. If they say no, you're still providing amazing customer service to them. You're still showing up for your business. It's not going to be icky and spammy because you guys are not spamming them, right? It's just an offer. So don't forget about the incentive. We are working heavy towards that. It's 4 months long. We're already almost a month in. Okay. Additionally, I wanted to mention this for you guys and for you to share with your team if you have a team, and just kind of a reminder, the awesome functions in our team page on the True Life group. There is tons of information. So if you're curious about Center Warmer of the Month, what Scentsy Club is and how it works, how to market your business, products to buy for your business on Amazon, use the handy dandy search bar in our team page. It is filled with so much information. You literally just type in a few keywords and you will see posts. I like to toggle the switch to where it says recent posts. So I'm looking at the most recent information. Okay, we've literally talked about almost everything there is to do with Scentsy at some point or another. So the information is out there. So if you have a team member asking you all sorts of questions, remember, we are teaching how to fish instead of just giving them the fish. So I always like to tell them where to find it first. Okay, so you could say, like, you can learn more about it by searching on the workstation or on the team page, Scentsy Club, and you'll find lots of information. Okay. Additionally, the workstation is great too for like official FAQs and trainings, things like that, as well as YouTube and the new consultant guide filled with so much information. So make sure you are referencing that stuff. And as you have people join, you are helping them by telling them where to find those answers instead of just giving them the answers right away. Okay, guys. And so that's all I have for housekeeping. Bree is going to be talking about this awesome program happening in April. They ran it last April. She has more information in the scoop on that. So we are, oh, thanks, Bree. We're going to slide over to that after I mention this. Bree just reminded me, on our last Dream Team chat, we mentioned in April, we were going to be talking about, or we were going to be starting a program called Dash to Director. It's a 9-week program. We still fully anticipate starting that program, but we are going to push it back until after the program that all of Scentsy is doing in April. It's called Active in April. It's a really awesome program that Bree's going to go over, but I do want to mention we're not forgetting about Dash to Director. It's still on the plan for later on, and we'll give you more information as we get closer to that, but I did want you guys to know we're not going to start that on April 1st. We are going to push that back until after this awesome program in April. So with that being said, I am going to spotlight Bree, and she's going to be talking all about this awesome program starting in April.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So yeah, that's what We are going to do Active in April. So Active in April is a program that is a consultant led, I'm going to take these off because that's annoying. A consultant led program that Scentsy consultants, Scentsy leaders, actually superstar directors last year, right? So in April, okay, let me back up. About this time last year, we were knee deep in this reality that we were in a pandemic. The world was like crazy, chaotic. We had no idea what was going on with COVID, and people were getting laid off. People were being sent home from their jobs, and things were closing down. Schools were closing down. And the reality, I think, I wasn't a superstar director back then, but I think what was happening within conversations that superstar directors were having with home office on a regular basis was this idea that there's a possibility that because of we just didn't know what was going to happen in the world, Scentsy might have put out this idea that there may be some layoffs coming for people at home office and people in Scentsy, because they had to initially send people home from home office. People had to go home and be working from home, and there was this like reality that they were facing, that we can't support having everybody working from home. We can't pay everybody to work at home because we're not utilizing them, because we don't know how Scentsy is going to thrive within this pandemic. We don't know what that's going to look like. And that was a very scary time for Scentsy. If you were around for Scentsy Family Reunion this past year in 2020, you heard Dan Orchard talk about what the hoops that they had to jump through and the things that they had to do in order to make Scentsy continue to run, and continue to thrive and be an essential business and all of those things, right? But in the beginning, about this time last year, there was talk about having to lay off thousands of people from Scentsy, whose main income obviously is Scentsy, not consultants, but people actually working home office, the distribution centers, all of that. Okay, so consultants, superstar directors, and leaders within Scentsy got together and formulated this program called Active in April. And the idea behind it was that if they could create a program that basically moved mountains for consultants and encouraged and inspired and gave consultants the tools to be active, right? So in terms of being active, we are talking about a minimum of 200 PRV, but they are also saying to thrive, to do more than that, 2000 PRV. So they said, if we can get every consultant active in April of 2020, since he can't lay off people because there's going to be so much work, there'd be no way that Scentsy could afford to lay off people from home office. And we don't want Scentsy to lay off people. We don't want Scentsy to not be an essential business. And consultants banded together and said, we're not going to let that happen. Now, I mean, I'm not saying that this Active in April is what caused this hyper growth with Scentsy and transpired to be 2020 the best year of Scentsy ever, in the middle, smack dab in the middle of chaos in the world. But I'm going to tell you, it probably had a hand in jumpstarting it. Okay. And so this Active in April program, I know Scentsy gives so much credit to being the forefront reason why they did not have to lay off people. And they had no idea just how crazy it was going to get, right? Active in April was literally just the beginning, but it was the basis, the foundation of this idea that if we can just get all the consultants active, if we can have them putting in orders and maybe at best doing 2,000 a month and sponsoring people and stuff, Scentsy would thrive. And we've seen that that's not just been the case, but that Scentsy has blown up, and it's been an incredible year of growth. And not to say that doesn't come with growing pains or craziness, but it's come with so many benefits. And some of you are here because of that growth, right? You joined because you saw Scentsy thriving, or somebody spoke to you and said, look how well our company is doing in the middle of complete breakdown of our world, right? So first of all, like that's incredible to me, and it gives me goosebumps when I think about it, because that is Scentsy. Okay, that is Sensi Spirit. Some of you have never gotten the opportunity to step into an event with Sensi, a world tour or a Sensi family reunion or an incentive trip. Some of you have not experienced that. But if you want to know the power and the strong family bond that Sensi is, I just want you to grasp for a moment that this Active in April program was literally the like it's basically Sensi Spirit wrapped up in 1 month and one program, right? So consultants banded together to try to help home office so that we could all be thriving. So all that to say, they are doing the Active in April program again this year, because of its great success, and not just because home office needs it this year, and not just because of what it created, but because of what it cultivated within consultants, right? It inspired and encouraged. And Active in April, I was seeing, we had an SSD call a couple weeks ago, and they were saying that um, some of the SSDs that were there were like, I'm here, I'm an SSD now because of Active in April, right? So that program literally not just changed Sensi's course, but as far as not only did Sensi not lay off people, let me just tell you, they had to hire and build more buildings. They had to hire thousands of more people to keep up with the demand that was probably in turn largely due to Active in April. Okay, so we saw tremendous growth last year because of Active in April, and so many lives changed because of that program. I didn't know about it until the end, which I'm so sad about, because it started with just leaders. It started with just superstar directors and leaders, and it was a program that they kind of trickled down to their teams. But we didn't know about it until I think the very end is when we started hearing about it. And so I was so excited that on our SSD call a couple weeks ago, they had some SSDs come together and say, yeah, we're doing this program again. Here's some things that it's going to look like. And let me just be very clear. It is a consultant led program. So it is 99% consultants leading this massive group. And you guys, it's not just okay, just get 200 and you're good, you graduate. Like, no, there are milestones along the way that they're going to be training on every week, every day. There's going to be a training. There's going to be something talked about by superstar directors that we know and love, people that maybe we don't know that well, that have just magic, right? Just have magic in their brains. There's some superstar directors and some people that I'm like, oh my gosh, they're incredible. And they're giving them the platform to be able to speak into so many consultants to say, here, like if you need a bunch of ideas for parties, they're going to give us ideas for parties for like an entire week. Every day, we're going to get a new way to do a party. Okay. And so if you are struggling, or even if you're thriving in your business right now, I promise you, if you step into this program with just saying, I just want to learn one new thing, you're going to learn it on day 2. Like, it's going to be so cool. So again, it's not just a program just to be active in the sense of 200 PRV, but it's going to be pushing you to go beyond that, right? To get 2000 PRV, to be sponsoring people during the entire month of April. You're going to be working on different areas of your business, or maybe for you, you're just going to focus on one area and you're going to say, I'm going to discover how I can party best, what fits me, or I'm going to figure out how to do 2000 PRV a month because I've never done that before. Whatever area you choose to focus on, there's going to be so much content loaded in that your business 100%, if you just focus on one area, will thrive. Okay. So I say it's 99% consultant led and consultant based, but what we learned on that call was that Sensi is going to step in and do some really cool things as rewards for people who hit some of those milestones. They didn't give a lot of detail, they didn't say what it was, but they hinted at that Sensi will take part in rewarding. And Sensi is like real good with the rewards, you guys. Okay, they like to be very generous and they like to give. And so if nothing else, if you are an incentive driven person, this may be just a program that you're like, yeah, okay, I could do, but like, I know that my reward is like a really good business down the road, but like, what's going to keep me pushing every day? And I get that, right? I'm incentive driven. I like instant gratification. Like, I 100% understand that. So let me just tell you, Sensi is 100% going to be giving rewards for certain milestones that you reach. And so I hope that that's, if nothing else, I hope that encourages you. And then the other thing that I learned that I don't have a ton of information on yet, but I do know that they talked to the people, the creators of the Amy app, and these superstar directors had the like, excuse my language, but had the balls to like go to the people who created Amy and some other people in different areas of things that we use our business for, had the gusto to ask them, what can you reward, give, do, and participate with this program for us, to get consultants excited, to get them encouraging to do their business, to do follow-ups. And from my understanding, Amy is going to give a month of free membership to everybody who participates in April, Active in April. So yeah, you guys. So there's going to be more details on that, and don't quote me 100% because I was like trying to take, because what happened on the superstar director call is all these superstar directors got on and started talking about and showing different things that they were doing and that they're going to be presenting about to try to give us like some insight into what's going on, because not all superstar directors are involved, but they want everybody to take part in it in some way. And so I was trying to like soak it all in, and I was a little starstruck because there's Rachel Pence on there and Jennifer Anderson and like all these people who are incredible, and now they get the platform to be able to share, and it's just going to be a jam-packed month. Okay, so it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. And one of the things that they talked about that they're going to be doing as a huge group, but that we already are trying to incorporate, is the virtual cubicles. And we called it the virtual wax lab a few days ago when we got on in the morning and worked together. They're going to be doing that on a widespread basis with superstar directors and people, everyone. Zoom can only hold 500 people per room, so that's why we're going to have to like try to do some ourselves, and then you can try to hop in wherever you want. But you may be sitting on Zoom with Chloe Cox or Rachel Pence or Jennifer Anderson. You may be sitting in Zoom and be able to ask them questions and pick their brain. I mean, they're just human, you guys. They're just human. So don't get too caught up in that, but like, you're just going to have the opportunity to be like face to face with these people, learning and soaking in stuff that, I mean, a lot of what me and Alex talk about and tell you guys comes from them. It's stuff that we've learned from them. Yeah, some of it comes from our business and what we've done, but a lot of it comes from things that we have learned from people who have paved the way before us, right? There's a fine line between being creative and figuring it out on your own versus reinventing the wheel, right? And so what these superstar directors and all these leaders are coming together is to say, look, this is how I do it. This is what's worked for me in my business. Take it, make it your own. I've paved the way, and if this works for you, then do it. Okay. And so it's just, this April is going to be insane. And we initially had talked about doing the Dash Director April 1st, and we were really excited about it. Our leaders were really pumped about it. But when I saw this on the Superstar Director call, I literally called Alex right after and I said, I think we have to change it. I think we have to move it, because this is going to impact people. If you take advantage of this, if you step into this with an open mind and you stay committed to it, it will literally change your life. And I've never been a part of it, and I know that. I know it. I can say it without a doubt. It will change your life, change your business. If you need something to spark something new, if you need a turning point, if you need somebody to flip that switch, this is going to be the program. This is going to be what does that. Okay. So I encourage you, and I'm encouraging our entire team, watching the recording, tag your people, reach out to your people, send an email, call them, follow up with your team members, and get them in this program. Okay. This program is going to be a game changer, and I am so excited about it. And I just think it's going to be the most amazing thing ever. And I am literally chomping at the bit to get started. Okay. So I don't have a ton of information on like how do we opt in, things like that. But what we are going to do is we are going to post the link after this video to the Facebook group. And what you need to do is immediately turn on notifications for it and go through and read back some of the announcements and initial post on it and to figure out how to opt in and stuff like that, because I don't have that information. But it's all there, and they're going to be posting about it. They're going to be telling you there's going to be no way that you're going to miss it if you stay locked in. Yes. What, baby? Yeah, you can have candy. Yeah, you can have candy at 9:50 in the morning. So stay locked into that group, turn on notifications, and really engage. And like Alex said, make sure you answer the questions when you go to join the group. They will not allow you to join the group unless you answer the questions. So just answer the questions, okay? So I can open it up for questions, but like I said, I don't have all the answers. But I know that the answers will be found in that group, and it starts April 1st, and it's just going to be incredible. So does anybody have any questions? I don't think that did I miss anything, Alex? I don't think I did.
No, I don't think you missed anything. I think that you covered everything.
Okay. All right. Well, that's kind of just what we wanted